Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Nissan Z Performance. This model is finished off in Bayside Blue. MSRP is just over $55,000. This is powered by the 3-liter twin-turbo V6. This model is also paired to the 6-speed manual. It pumps out 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive, weighs in around 3,500 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 16.4 gallons. You'll expect to see 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 100.4 inches. Its overall length is 172.4. It has a width of 72.6, a height of 51.8, and its ground clearance measures in at 4.8 inches. For the 26-year model, the only difference for this particular model is the new color, Bayside Blue, which, if you're familiar with Nissan, was a very popular color with the R34 Skyline. I think it looks really good for this latest Model Z. Up front, you'll notice there's some gray trim accents for the grille. There's also a sensor for distance pacing. And you'll notice several cutouts provide a lot of cooling to the engine, along with the square design for that grille. You'll notice there's some indentions in the lower section there just to give it some more definition. There's also a dark housing for all of the LEDs with a nice design to them. And then you'll notice the Y shape on the hood. So it actually splits off and goes on both sides and then comes down to the Nissan badge front and center, which is finished off in gray and white. Now, as we move our way to the side, this has the Akebono 4-piston calipers up front with dual pistons in the rear and a nice gray multi-spoke wheel there. You'll notice there's some more gloss black accents in the lower side skirt. There's also a turn signal within the body colored mirror caps there. And then this particular model does not have the two-tone roof. I think that is an option that we have been able to review before, but this one has the solid color with a brush trim accent just below that and a Z badge behind that rear cargo window. And then you'll notice some pretty wide fenders in the back, especially with the gas cap here, which is fairly large, but really nice fenders leading all the way to the back, where this has a fixed body colored spoiler. There's also LEDs for all of the lighting, and the rear trim accent there mimics some of the original models, which I think is nice to see. There's also a backup camera, the Z badge, there's parking sensors, the dual exhaust, and gloss black for the bumper. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, you actually have a hidden release underneath Nissan, and then from there you can lift up this rear hatch, where you don't have a lot of height, but it is still practical for items, as you can see. So you can place in some items just depending on how you need to configure them to fit, but for a two-doored vehicle, it's nice that you have that additional space. And it's super lightweight, so it's easy to close. Now, this also has proximity door handles, so you can use this button right here to lock and unlock it, and then simply just grab the release handle there. Now, this door panel has some Alcantara. There's also leather, Bose for the audio. There's your window controls, side mirror adjustments, lock and unlock, and then a little bit of storage in the lower section. And then as we work our way to these performance seats, they have leather and suede there. And you do have some controls down on the side, and then to move it forwards and backwards and recline and incline, those are actually located on the other side of the seat. So for your passenger, it's on that inner side as well. And then you do get a little bit of space behind the seats too. So you'll notice behind the passenger, you can place some items, and you can do the same behind the driver there. So it's nice that you have a little bit of extra space there if you need to place some additional items. And then as we hop in, we're greeted with a leather steering wheel with some gloss black accents. But let's start this up. So with my foot on the brake and the clutch, that's located down below, and we can bring this to life. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the right side there's some vitals. Right in the middle is your tach. There's also what gear you're in, miles per hour, a shift light up top. And then on the left side, this is configurable. So I can use this rotary dial on the left side of the steering wheel, and you can go through a few different settings here, just depending on what you'd like to see. You can also get into settings themselves. You can look at your upshift indicator, and you have several other settings here that you can scroll through as needed. You can get into vehicle settings, and you can monitor some of this information. You have maintenance, TPMS, very easy to go through. Now, there's also another control on this left side where you can change your meter view. So this is currently in sport mode. You can activate normal. So you have this design where you can go through some information in the middle now, and then you can also change it to enhanced. So once you go into there, you have a third view that you can monitor. So a little bit different, and it gives you more of a full screen view here, where you can also access the rest of this information. So you can pull all of this up in a larger screen depending on what you would like to see. So very nice that you have those adjustments, and then you can go into a few other settings here just depending on what you would like to see. Now also on the left side, there's volume, and then you have tuning, and then on the right side, all of the cruise control settings along with your voice commands and Bluetooth. Now on the left of the steering wheel, there's traction control. There's also an air vent, which is actually in the door. And then above on the dash here, you'll notice boost, turbo speed, and voltage. So it's neat to see those gauges aimed towards the driver there. There's air vents underneath that. And then with the infotainment system, you do have some controls in the lower section, but you can also use it as a touchscreen system. So you can get into your phone, you have your audio adjustments, different settings, so you can monitor all of this information. You can even get into your menu where you have a split view now, so you can go through all of this and you can adjust them as needed depending on what you'd like to see. You can pull up your map, you have volume and tuning on both sides, even some camera adjustments as well. It's a pretty simple system to go through, so it's very easy to use. You have all of your basics basically for a daily driver. Underneath that, the climate adjustments are laid out very well for your fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go. There's also some auxiliaries, and you also have S mode. When you hold on this, if you are in gear, so we'll put it into first gear and then hold on that button, you'll notice S pop up. This is basically for your rev matching for the vehicle to do it. So that is really the only control that that is for. Now with the manual, simply push it down over to the right and back. That is for the backup camera. There's a manual e-brake. You also have heated seats, a trunk release, and then there's actually two cup holders. So if you're in here by yourself, you have one in the armrest, or simply push this back now. You have two, and then you can bring this back and open it up, and now you have access to your armrest and some auxiliaries. There's also a locking glove box with plenty of storage, garage door buttons up top, and then dome lights as well. And then here's a look at visibility. You have a bit of a pillar here, but the side mirrors will of course help with that. And then over this side, you can see a little bit out of that rear cargo window if you need to. But for how tight and small it is on the inside, you have plenty of visibility. As we set off behind the wheel now for the Nissan Z Performance, if you're new to our channel, we have had a handful of these in the past. We've compared this with other competitors. We've taken it to the mountains to really experience its performance for this latest Z model. So you can take a look at a lot of the content that we have surrounding this car. For today's video, we're just going on a cruise here, and I've gone through about a half a tank of gas so far with this particular model. It's been a really good highway cruising vehicle for the short trip that I did. It's been good around the city too. This is more of a grand touring style sports car. So this is something that you can absolutely daily drive. It's pretty quiet with the stock exhaust, so it's not all that loud with this performance model. And it seems to be pretty practical too for additional items. I did a grocery shopping run with this. I was able to fit quite a lot in the back, even with the short height, but it is nice to have that additional space for a two-door vehicle like this. It is pretty tight feeling on the inside, but it's nice that you have a little bit of extra space back there. You can also get this with an automatic transmission, but I think the manual is definitely the way to go. I currently have that S mode on, so it'll rev match for me on the downshifts. Woo! And it's rear wheel drive, so you just have to take that into consideration, but it's a pretty quick car. For the money, it's a good option to go with, and you have some tuning potential with this model. Now, we also have other Z content on our channel. I've had a 350Z, my brother has had two 370Zs. One was the Nismo. So if you want to take a look at where the Nissan came from to now, we have quite a lot of modification videos for those previous models. And I'm sure there's a lot of potential that you can do with this latest model here. As far as the seating position goes, at 5'10", I have maybe 2 inches or so of headroom. I haven't found a height adjustment. I think this one kind of does the back a little bit, but it is manual. You have to slide it. I think it moves slightly. You can adjust the front of the seat too. Not a whole lot of maneuverability, but it is nice just to get a little bit more comfortable with this. Now the clutch pedal in the manual is pretty lightweight. driving it the last couple of days, I really haven't had any issues with it. And the shifter is pretty engaging too. So you can feel a little notch once you get into the next gear. So it's very easy to drive, and it handles well too. So this is a vehicle that you can take to the mountains, you can take to the track. You can also get the Nismo model as well if you want even more performance with a different suspension setup. And in second gear, here we go. Woo! You can feel a little bit of lag as you get on it. It picks up kind of halfway through that RPM range, but it does just depend on how much throttle input you have. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Nissan Z. We have a quick test route here just to showcase the handling. But we do have a different or separate mountain video if you want to see even more driving with this model. But for today here, it handles very well. It is a super planted vehicle for having basically the basic suspension. So you can go with the Nismo if you want some better performance and handling characteristics. It takes those bumps pretty well, kind of floats a little bit, but it still is a performance car. It is something that you can take on roads like this and have a lot of fun. You have a good bit of power as well to get out of the turns. And it's a fun vehicle overall. Now with the latest Z here, it is basically the 370 with a newer body. We have a lot of structural components shared from the 370. So it's not as big of a change as it looks aside from the new body style. It is essentially a 370Z underneath. It's definitely a very nice vehicle. I like the screen updates. I like it just a little bit more modern on the interior to give you a lot of great tech. Very simple to go through, but it's definitely a nice layout. And it's very easy to maneuver, so we can quickly turn around. Let's do one more acceleration. Pedal to the floor here. Yeah, it's definitely a quick car and pretty easy to shift. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Nissan Z Performance. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.